dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Macy Marie. There's a saying that not all heroes wear capes, and an incident that happened at Martins Fork Lake in Harlan County proves that true. On Friday, a man nearly drowned when two people rushed to save his life. WYMT's Katie Cook talked to the people who helped rescue the man.
It was an average evening at Martins Fork Lake.
There was maybe half of who's here right now.
The sun was starting to go down when Ashley Osborne heard a faint yell.
It was when all this happened so fast. I hear someone yell help. I looked up and there was just 3 people on the water.
What she didn't see at the time was a young man struggling under the surface.
I thought they were playing because there was no splashing, there was no commotion, there was nothing.
A quiet scene, but the faint cries for help soon continued.
And I just looked over at Chris and I just yelled. I was like, Chris, get them.
Christopher Thompson is Ashley's husband.
I turned around and I wasn't 20 foot from him, so I, immediately started swimming to him.
The man drowning pulled Chris under, using him as a crutch to reach the surface for air.
And honestly, there for a minute, I was scared for my life.
I said, help, someone please help. My husband's drowning.
And that's when Jason Fultz stepped in.
So I ran from here all the way to the middle, right around here.
Finally, after more struggling, they were able to get the young man to shore.
He was looking dead up at the sky. His eyes is the bluest thing I'd ever saw.
And as paramedics arrive, they all walk away heroes.
He called me a hero. I told him that, it was a group effort, but hero wouldn't be the term that I'd use because I just want someone to absolutely do the same exact thing for one of my children.
And thankfully, because of their selfless act, a life was saved.
Having a floating device with you never hurts because you never know what's going to happen when you get out there over your head.
And many lessons learned. In Harlan County, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
Though the victim did not want to talk to us on camera about the incident, he expressed gratitude toward the ones who saved his life. Authorities encourage anyone who's swimming in a lake to wear a life jacket at all times. Dispatchers say a man was trying to cross Laurel Lake when water was released from the dam. The man was walking across some rocks when the siren sounded at the Laurel River Dam this afternoon. The man went missing and someone called 911. After a short search, emergency officials found him. Dispatchers say he's expected to be okay. A truck barrels into a Rockcastle County home and authorities say no one was driving it. It happened yesterday in Brodhead. The truck left a big hole in the home and damaged the inside. And the homeowner was inside when it all happened. Matthew Rand talks to family members about that crash.
It was really scary that it happened so fast.
These pictures show a home turned upside down, the runaway truck going all the way through and coming to rest on the front porch.
He actually thought he got struck by lightning.
That's right, the man who lives here was home when it all happened.
He was in his recliner watching TV when the truck hit.
That's Shannon Bishop's Uncle Jack right after the crash, fortunately alive and well.
It is lucky. He was just a few feet from something bad happening to him. He could have been killed. Somebody's looking after him.
It sounded like a freight train actually coming through. We turned and looked. Next thing we know, the truck was already through the field.
Before the truck hit the house, it took out 2 of Gina Johnson's fences.
We have a cow and her baby, not so much baby anymore in there. Thankfully, they weren't hit, and thank God nobody else got hit.
She says her neighbor who owns the truck still isn't sure how it happened.
He said he was unloading the little Kubota, and as soon as he dispatched the trailer, it just took off on him.
Bishop sends a big shout out to the Brodhead Fire Department, who went the extra mile making sure the house was shored up and stable.
They stayed for 3 hours after it was over to fix his fence back, to make sure and tarp his house. They're unreal.
Leaving neighbors to ponder how so much damage could happen in an instant.
It makes you just think, wow, can be here one second, gone the next. We were just really thankful nobody got hurt.
Reporting in Rockcastle County, Matthew Rand, WKYT.
Family members say both the home and truck are insured. The man who lives there is staying in a motel for the time being. Today ended the 20th Wise County Remote Area Medical Event, serving more than 1,000 patients. The past 3 days were busy ones. And you must just think patients are the only ones this program affects, but it also touches the lives of 1,400 volunteers as Well, no matter how big or small the job was, the work they do, they say, is rewarding.
No matter how minuscule your task was here, that every person that does one thing, whether it's carrying something or empty trash, it makes the world go round. You know, it makes it happen.
Ram's next event will be held in Dayton, Ohio on July 13th and 14th. Her famous umbrella probably came in handy at some point tonight. Despite this evening's rainy weather, Mary Poppins Jr. took the stage tonight at the Jenny Wiley Amphitheater in Prestonsburg. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher got to see the show, and she has more.
A classic brought to life.
It's this classic Disney Mary Poppins story that you know, with a little theatrical Broadway twist.
No matter how old or young. Samantha West with Prestonsburg Tourism says Mary Poppins Jr. is entertainment for your whole family.
Just to see the impact it's made in families in so many areas is just phenomenal.
Prestonsburg Mayor Les Stapleton says they are thankful to have the show after a wet forecast.
Going through drying seats with leaf blowers, we were moving sets in and out.
Lainey Vasquez and Donald Morgan say during rehearsals they were worried.
It started raining while we were practicing earlier today, and we got a little concerned, but luckily it cleared up in time.
This crew has worked non-stop to put the show together.
It usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks to put together a musical, and we usually put it together in 4, but this specific production done here was done in a week.
And they are excited to see their hard work pay off.
We've all worked really, really hard, and we'd really appreciate it if you came out to support us.
Getting amped up for the amphitheater in Floyd County. Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Jenny Wiley Amphitheater is one of the longest running outdoor theaters in the country, and if you missed tonight's show, well, don't worry. We have a full schedule on our website. Just head over to WYMT.com. Officers with the Middlesboro Police Department say they arrested a man for breaking into a home in Middlesboro early this morning. A woman told police she heard a noise in her house and found a man inside. He ran off when the woman found him. Police say they looked for 2 hours before finding William Carroll. They believe Carroll crawled through a window to get inside.
Well, some of us still dealing with those pop-up showers and storms as we head into the rest of those evening and overnight hours. Others have been dry. As we take a look up into Moorhead, Interstate 75, looking pretty dry up there throughout the day. Just a few clouds here and there, and you can see that sun setting over just a beautiful blue sky. But as we look at Pinpoint Doppler, we've just seen those pop-up showers and storms throughout really the evening, and we're still seeing that. You can even look down into parts of Knox County, even into parts of Leslie County, Laurel County as well. Seeing a lot of pop-up showers and storms. An area, though, that we're going to keep a close eye on is part of McCreary County. You could see that they are in a flood advisory. This goes until about 1:15 in the morning. You could see where Whitley City is. It's just west of that, so it's just a small area, but definitely some localized flooding issues where they've just seen a lot of rain for today. They're getting a break for now, though, which is some good news. As we take a look, though, at Satellite and Radar, you could see just those pop-up showers and storms mainly staying to the south Cumberland Valley, getting in on that, while the Big Sandy region, you guys stayed mostly dry for today. Temperatures, though, upper 60s to lower 70s. Overall, not too bad out there, but definitely feeling very hot and very humid, and that really continues as we head into the new work week. Scattered storms will continue as well. What about that 4th of July forecast? I'll have that coming up in just a few short minutes. Macy.
All right, thanks, Paige. And severe thunderstorms caused flash flooding in several West Virginia counties. Some lawmakers are asking Governor Jim Justice to declare a state of emergency. Officials representing several counties, including Randolph and Tucker, are asking the governor to respond quickly. There's damage to some homes, roads, and bridges. In Central California, a young mother is in custody tonight, accused of attacking her 2 sons. Investigators say alert neighbors were the key to getting help for the 2 boys as quickly as possible. Police say the kids' grandmother as well as neighbors saw the boys floating in the canal unresponsive, immediately pulled them out and started CPR while calling 911.
Unfortunately, the 12-year-old was declared deceased.
And the 7-year-old was flown to a nearby hospital and is in critical condition. Police arrested 45-year-old Sherry Telness. Kimberly says that at this point in the investigation, there's no clear sign why she would want to kill her kids. One of the people who was inside a building where 12 of his co-workers were gunned down in Virginia Beach is being asked to go back to work in the same building. He talked to his boss about being moved to another building, and on Thursday, he was arrested. His supervisor, Daryl Riddick, went to the magistrate and took out a warrant against John McGiver for disrupting the peace. He spent a whole day in jail.
The allegation is that he was agitated, that he was annoyed, that he raised his voice, and those things may be true, but they're not criminal. It's not criminal to raise your voice. It's not criminal to be agitated, and I think under the circumstances, it's extremely understandable that he would feel that way.
McGiver says he simply does not want to go back into the building. 10 people are dead after a plane crash occurred shortly after takeoff this morning at the Addison Municipal Airport in Addison, Texas. The plane crashed into a hangar this morning. Officials say it later caught fire. Names of the victims have not been released at this time. It was one of the deadliest crashes in New Hampshire's history. 7 motorcyclists, many of them Marine veterans, run down by a truck driver. It happened nearly 2 weeks ago, but there are still a lot of unanswered questions. Now local motorcyclists are writing in their honor. The human papillomavirus vaccine has new guidelines, with more age categories being advised to get the preventative. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices voted Wednesday to recommend men get the vaccine through age 26. That mirrors the age advised for women. The CDC also updated recommendations for older adults ages 27 to 45 who have not been vaccinated to talk to their doctors about getting it. HPV vaccines are not licensed for anyone over the age of 45. If you're looking to perfect your summer body, well, grab an extra cup of coffee. You heard me right. A new study shows your favorite cup of joe could help you fight fat. Researchers at the University of Nottingham claim coffee helps stimulate brown fat reserves, which play a role in how quickly you burn calories. The study shows levels of brown fat are higher in children but decrease as you get older. Coffee apparently helps boost their fat-busting power. Scientists say they still need to do more research to figure out exactly what is in coffee that helps speed up weight loss. And still to come on Mountain News at 11. Some tips on fireworks safety as the 4th of July is just around the corner.
And the hot and humid conditions continue as we head into the first full week of July. I'll have a look at that full forecast coming up.